Into Battle, the first map finished by Loomis. Let's take a look on GZ Doom. 147, 32, and 8. So we've got Into Battle. Kind of nice lighting right there. You start right in, well, you start Into Battle. We'll grab the shotgun. Yeah, first impression, a little bit more attention to detail than to gameplay. These imps aren't going to do much. And I like the fact that you don't get a weapon, so almost everyone's going to run to the shotgun. Well, that would be a good opportunity to have this open up with a trap with a chain gunner or something. But as it is, this is kind of just skippable, you know? And the teleport is probably just going to bring you right back up. Don't know that you need 4 of them. Oh, I see. It's not quite what I thought it was. Wait, is there one down there? Oh no, there's only 2. Okay. So that's kind of odd. This one gives you a little telefrag. Ah! So a little bit of secret action in there. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, still, this is very skippable. In fact, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Hey. So yeah, that's what you call door combat. You just kind of open the door and then shoot everyone as you use the door to hide. This is too big of a room for just 5 demons, as you can see. I'm going to try to get more exciting things going. I do like the nukage there. A little bit of view as to... oh crap. A little bit of a view as to what's to come later in the map down there. And I like the theme of this tech stuff. I think there could use a little bit more transition texturing. You got a little bit of trim there, but it's almost the same color as the brick and you don't really notice it. Yeah, here we go. Let's get a little bit more going on here. Well, he got me too, but he did kill a demon for me. There we go. Goodness, I'm gonna end up dying here. What do we got? Some humans. Oh crap, that could kill me actually. We don't want that to happen. Alright. But yeah, so... obviously bored to death is a figurative expression, but I almost bored myself literally to death there. I mean, obviously once I open this door I can easily take out the 5 demons by chain gunning them to death, but I found that a little bit too boring, so I started opening doors and still wasn't very exciting, so I almost died from that. There's another secret. I would almost just do a switch to open all the doors simultaneously. It's just a little bit too much switch action, or door action, especially with the fact that they all open and close. This is a pretty obvious secret, but whatever. Then we got a switch here. And we get that door open with more, yeah, I mean, single file demons coming through a 64 wide doorway is just not very exciting. Now that's kind of cool, the hint of a super shotgun. It's hard to say whether that's going to be a secret or not. Well, I'd say it's probably right there. Oh, never mind. That's not the secret, that's just the Cacodemon trap. That could be a secret. Ah. There we go. I like the idea to do some lighting here. It might be a little bit too sudden, because there doesn't seem to be a reason for it to be immediately pitch black almost. Yeah, I mean, this is something you probably would see in the original Dooms, but maybe one thing to try to do a little bit of that you see more often in modern Doom mapping is try to match the flats to the textures a little bit better than that. I mean, you could have used stone. I think it's just stone. Stone would have worked nicely there. If you're gonna have something different, it's good for it to have a little bit of a seam. See there? There's a pixel of a seam on the bottom of that metal texture, so that makes it look okay with that flat. And yeah, see here, that kind of matches a little bit better. But anytime you have a seam, like obviously here, there's a good example. You got a seam on the step texture, so it doesn't really matter what you put as the flat above it because you've got that seam there, so that works. Well, here you don't have that, so that looks kind of sudden, kind of stark. Okay, we'll carry on. Oh, that's interesting. Well, we get our exit view. That's kind of cool. Yeah, you would obviously see all this if you went into the exit room and hadn't gotten it yet. So then you'd wonder, well, how do I get that stuff? And you know, it'd pretty much be too late, but you'd still wonder. Yeah, a lot of the monsters aren't really... They're kind of positioned awkwardly so that they don't really show up right away. Okay, that's kind of a nice touch right there. Yeah, another really big area. It had some potential, but I think there's probably just not enough stuff. It's too flat. Well, it's not flat's not the wrong word. Flat is the wrong word. It's too wide open. So if you're gonna have a big room with a bunch of hit scanners, it's nice to put little places to hide here and there, like a pillar here and a big wall here and another pillar up here, so you can kind of go from place to place with a little bit of room to dodge the hit scan stuff as you go. Then we get a Revenant. Oh. That was a nice shot. Pretty long distance on that one. But yeah, I mean, you're still gonna be able to just kind of camp these guys away. You know, the trap takes way too long to develop. Not entirely sure what that one does, but that's okay. A little bit of a backtrack here. Oh. I guess I'll do this now. Oh, it just takes you all the way back to the blue. Yeah, kind of a needless teleporter. I mean, it saves you a little bit of a backtrack, but oh, I see. Never mind. I thought you'd be able to get back up there. You can't. I didn't even realize that when I jumped down. Okay. So yeah, you do need a teleporter. And now we're gonna go get the yellow key in here. This is kind of a cool room. It's nice to have some empty rooms sometimes. A little bit of darkness, kind of showing you're descending into the basement. So we could have a potential scenery change here. It's been largely stone 2, stone 3, I don't know, whatever stone this is. So maybe we'll have a potential change in this basement, although stone is great for a basement too. Yeah, okay, so now we get more of the rock stuff and it's darker. So yeah, that was a pretty good, oh, but then you get the free goggles. A pretty good transition room to show you, like, we're changing the scenery now. That's just too easy a secret, and it's gonna ruin the look of this whole thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and not get that. It's gonna be a lot more fun without it. Maybe I'll get it when I'm done, just to check it out. So yeah, I'm assuming there's a yellow key down in this dungeon somewhere. Is that all there is to it? Wow. Oh, there... Nope, never mind. But yeah, once again, we got a massive area that obviously is not going to be very effective. To make this effective, you would have to have a lot less space, or you'd have to have some higher priority monsters. So when we talk about high priority monsters, we mean the ones that you need to kill first. And usually, and it depends on the circumstance, but usually that means, usually it means hit scanners, especially chain gunners and shotgunners. But depending on your health, it could mean zombies, regular zombies too. And it usually means pain elementals, because obviously they're going to spew more monsters. Now, the more ammo you have, the less priority pain elementals can be. High priority also means archviles, because obviously they resurrect monsters, and they're also basically hit scans. So, and revenants could be as well. If everything is kind of a mid-tier projectile launcher, you want to probably do revenants pretty early. But yeah, these are very low priority monsters. So this whole scene kind of begins as cleanup. And that's something you really don't want. You don't want your map, you don't want a fight to be cleanup right from the get-go. I'm still not sure where the yellow key is. Let's do the teleporter. So yeah, you're assumed to have the yellow key by the time you come out of there, and I did not. So now I gotta do this again. This time I'm gonna grab the goggles. Oh, hello there. My secrets, 6 out of 8. We still got a bunch of enemies. Where are all these enemies? Okay, that's the door. Is there another way out? I guess not. Yeah, and speaking of, this maze is, you know, it's okay. It's got some darkness. I always think that mazes work better if they're not all right angles, 64 wide, one monster. It's nice sometimes to allow two, potentially 3 monsters. I know we like to make them narrow, but what that allows you to do, if they're actually wide enough for a couple monsters, is then you can set up roaming monsters to kind of walk past the ones that are stationary. And so once you shoot, now you've got, first of all, you've got the sound effects of imps, demons, humans, and that's psychological warfare right there. Just hearing them, but then the fact that they literally could turn the corner at any time and blast you, I think that's kind of cool. But I'm not sure what happens out here. Do I gotta like go through here? This is GZ Doom, so I guess it could be on a Hell Knight death trigger. Or not. Oh wait, there's one more. Oh, Oh, it's right there. Okay, so we got kind of two identical rooms. One has the L key, one does not. Alright, there's one more imp up there somewhere, right? Well, it looks like I'm going to miss a secret here, because I'm not sure how to grab that. Unless there's like a switch on one of these. Something a little bit different. Yeah, whatever, we're done. Oh, that one takes you up there. Maybe now I'll get the computer map. There we go, okay. So, that's actually not a secret, but it will tell me where the other ones I missed are. Like right there. And, whoa, what is all that? Interesting. I've got to do a little more exploring. Alright, what did I miss here? Oh, there's one on both sides. Okay. Two options for the backpack. I don't see anything else other than that area, so maybe the exit room is actually a teleporter. Yeah, it is actually. You can actually, the map betrays it. It's like a fake exit. Well, you see the exit, but then you actually teleport away from it is what happens. So that's going to probably take me over into here, and once I finish that, and that makes sense with the monster count too. Okay. There we go. Yep. What do we got here? Got a rocket launcher. It's always fun. Mega armor, that's nice. So, yeah, this kind of feels a little, we gotta get everything into this one map to me. And this is totally unexpected, completely hellish when the rest of the map had pretty much been a tech-based kind of deal. I suppose there's another secret in here somewhere. Well, I guess that's not it. I guess that's a trap on the switch here. Oh, they're both shooting him. Crap. He might survive one-on-one, but not when they're both after him. What does that open up? Oh, I see. Yeah, again, I mean, this arena is just too big. Now, the initial wave was not a bad fight, really. There were enough hit scanners, and the wave of demons actually put some decent pressure on the player because, you know, they come in numbers, they get you cornered, and you're kind of screwed. But this is just, again, this is totally skip-worthy. And yeah, obviously I have the shells to kill them all, but I don't have the rockets at all, so I'm just going to spend my rockets and get on with my day here. Yeah, so we're done. So yeah, I did miss one secret, 87, 7 for 8, and left some barons alive. But I mean, yeah, I think obviously a decent understanding of the Doom editor, and a decent understanding of flow of map. It could be better. There were some. It did feel just a touch choppy, but you'll see a lot worse in beginner maps than that as far as choppiness. Sometimes new mappers will just kind of build room and then completely separate from that is the next room and the next room, and we had a little bit of connection throughout this map, whether it was spatial, physical, or kind of thematic and stuff. There was an eye towards eliminating or lessening backtracking. There definitely were some secrets. They were, for the most part, pretty easy secrets, but they were there. Some of the battles were just pretty basic. I mean, you can be easy without being so primitive, I guess. Like Doom 1, even into Doom 2, you think of those as easy WADs, but they're usually not so boring. And not that this is horribly boring, but it's just kind of lacks engagement. I mean, from the first fight, you get all these imps on a ledge, and they're not really guarding anything. There's not really a need to kill them. And then you get huge rooms full of barons and hell knights, and it's like, well, is this all? I'm just gonna collect my key and get on with my life here, and forget about spending the 3 minutes to grind hell knights to death with the super shotgun. I'm just not gonna waste my time on that. You know, that kind of thing is kind of how you feel for a lot of this map. A lot of the times you've got like the door combat, or you've only got one monster practically in front of you. Like in the maze, there was only one real section, I think, where there was the potential for monsters to kind of surround you. And that's kind of what you got to think about in Doom. How can the monsters surround a Doom guy? How can I force Doom guy into tough decisions? And really that latter question is something that I have wrestled with for the past, I don't know, 6 months or more in my mapping. That's kind of the main question on my mind. How can I force Doom guy into tough decisions? So what that means is it's kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Catch-22. Like, I can do this, but then I'm vulnerable to that, or I can do that, but then I'm vulnerable to this. So you got to make Doom guy make those decisions. And sometimes there's not necessarily a right answer. Sometimes it has to do with the equipment you have or the particular skills that you have. But to be able to force Doom guy into those kinds of decisions, I think, is a valuable skill for a mapper to have. And it just wasn't really forced into that in this map. There was always you kind of had to, if I wanted to be in danger, I had to force myself to be in danger by opening up extra doors when I didn't need to, right? Because I was bored with 5 demons in a big room, stuff like that. I had to create the dynamic fights more. And yeah, I don't want to harp on this map too much. This is a first completed map by Loomis here, so hats off to you just for doing that. But just some things to think about, and hopefully we see more from Loomis.